Yeah. All right. Hey guys, how you doing? This is Bruce McGee from the In the Pit of My Stomach podcast. I want to welcome you guys here for the first podcast of this podcast. I mean, the In My Stomach podcast, and I'm so happy that you're here. I'm a little nervous tonight because it's been a long time since I've been in front of the camera and doing a live show. It's been probably since before COVID, before we got put away, and it's just been one of those times where you just don't get used to being in front of the camera or playing music in front of the crowd, where I was at the coffee shop and stuff like that. But this is a brand new podcast from First Note Productions, and I'm just happy to be here. This whole podcast is about health and wellness, about entrepreneurship. It's about opportunity. It's about your neighborhood. It's about community. It's about all kinds of things. But mainly what we're going to be talking about is health and wellness, and how to get yourself well, how to keep yourself healthy during this time of COVID, and all those things. And I got my good friend here, John Odermatt from the Lions of Liberty podcast, who's also happens to be my associate in the plant-based supplements and probiotics business that we are attempting to get off the ground, or at least I am trying to get off the ground, and it's pretty fun. But I brought on John Odermatt today because I'm just really interested on how he got started. I'm going to tell you a little bit about how I got started, and just let me tell you a little bit about myself. And I'm just a content creator in podcasts. If you've seen me before, I'm on the Weathered Soul podcast with my friend Doug, and I've done a podcast before that called Bruce for Liberty. You're probably bringing that back one of these days. But I'm just a family man stuck here in California, and we're just living life, and COVID hit, and all kinds of things started happening opportunity-wise for me. But one of the other things that happened for me is that I got to meet John over Facebook over a number of months, and he kind of reeled me in on this pink drink that he was drinking, and it's kind of history since then. And it's really good because I'm on a good track of getting myself and my gut health healthy. And man, it's been a godsend to know you, John. And why don't you tell everybody a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, Bruce, happy to be here, and don't worry, being in front of the camera again, it's like riding a bicycle. So you might fall off one time, but I'm sure it'll pick right back up. But a little about myself. I'm on the other side of the country. So Bruce is in California. I'm in Pennsylvania. Luckily, we're not dealing with as much of the crazy stuff like the fires that they are in California, but we do have to deal with the colder winters my way. But happy to be here. I am a family man also. I have a wife, Nicole, and a daughter who just turned 5 years old, Ruby. And we are all, the three of us, we're all very much into health and wellness, especially gut health. Even little Ruby likes to take her probiotic vitamin supplement every single day, but we can get more into talking about that down the line here.
Yeah, well, thanks. Yeah, so it was really interesting how I got into it, because I really didn't. I knew something about probiotics because my wife had been a subject to my sister-in-law who brought some probiotics for her from Texas one Christmas day, and I really never thought much of it. And but my wife Tracy, she said she liked it. It was doing good for her, and come through my history as far as my health is concerned. I've always been suffering from acid reflux disease. So if anybody has ever had acid reflux disease or acid reflux GERD or whatever they want to call it, really severe heartburn, hiatal hernia, stuff like that. Back when I was in my 20s, I had a real hard problem with that. For about 4 years, I was on medication, and it actually took care of it. And so I stopped taking my medication. The doctor agreed, and everything was fine. I guess the hiatal hernia or whatever repaired itself. But about 4 years ago, my acid reflux came back, and it came back with a vengeance. I mean, really, really bad vengeance. And so I started taking the same medication that I was taking before, but it was not working. So I went to the on-the-counter medications, the little purple pill, and I was taking that for 14 days on and 14 days off, and it was working, probably for about 3 months. And then all of a sudden, it wasn't working in between the 14 days that I had off. So I started taking it every day. And it was working every day. and then the thing started going south again. And so, I would pick up the great big Costco containers of Tums, and I'd be backing that up every night with Tums. So this acid reflux got so bad that not only do we have a problem with our son who just passed, and he had seizure problems. So he would keep us up some nights. But I was just trying to swallow as much medications and Tums as I can, just to keep myself awake from waking up and choking from, I mean, it sounds gross and everything, but the regurgitation and the burning and just feeling like, you're gonna die, actually. And it would stand me up, and it's just really bad. And so that wasn't the main reason that I started the pink drink, but it was one of the situations that I had when I first started talking to John, and I first started noticing that he was doing this pink drink kind of post on his Facebook page.
Mm-hmm.
And I got curious about it, asked you a couple questions about power hours that you were having and this and that. And you kind of reeled me in little by little. You want to extenuate on how you do that pink drink?
Yeah. So, and I've been, but we'll call it a gut health system. So what Bruce is talking about with the pink drink is a prebiotic based, it's prebiotics in it. But I think the most important thing with it is it balances your blood sugar. And when I first started out using it, this is 3.5 years ago, something like that. I didn't deal with acid reflux. I didn't have that issue, thank God. But what I was dealing with at the time was just extreme fatigue. And it's probably what most people deal with. And I dealt with it the way that most people deal with it, just by drinking coffee the entire day, cup after cup after cup, just nothing but coffee all day. And that would get me through the day. But even, I would come to be driving home at the end of working my 9 to 5, and have to come home, and I'd have stuff on my mind I had to do for different side businesses or podcasts, or playing with my daughter. And I'll be driving home and literally falling asleep at the wheels, having to slap myself in the face to stay awake. So when I first started the gut health regimen that Bruce and I are both on, I didn't really know what to expect. I'd seen my wife have some benefits from it, better sleep, less inflammation. She was just dealing with some back pain and things like that after having our daughter. But I didn't have those issues. So, but I read about, Candida overgrowth, which Candida is the yeast we all have in our body to help our bodies decompose when we die. The problem is with our Western diets and the sugar and the stress and the pollution and everything else, that Candida often in many people gets out of control, and it can cause a variety of issues like acid reflux, like fatigue, like inflammation, all kinds of different issues, migraines. A lot of it is rooted in the gut. Anxiety could go on and on. But the first thing that I noticed was I had energy back. That was after just a few weeks of starting to heal my gut. Over time, some other just awesome things have happened. Over the last 3 years, I've lost about 50 pounds, and I feel incredible. And that's not to say, I will say this: for the first year, I didn't work out at all. In addition to taking it, I probably should have been, but I was just not working out. But I still lost weight during that time. But once I did start incorporating working out in, it really ramped up from there. So that's the short and quick on the gut health. I guess I'll tell you about the other parts of that regimen very quickly. There's a probiotic that it's different than most probiotics that you'll find on the market in that it has a blend of digestive enzymes that actually attack that candida in your stomach and break it up. And that helps to allow the good cultures in the probiotic, the good stuff, to actually take hold. And it has in the third pillar of the stool, we'll call it, is a magnesium-based supplement with vitamin C and bioflavonoids, which it's a real simple supplement, but it flushes all the toxins out of your your GI tract.
Right.
And like the way that I like to explain to people is like, it's kind of a crude way to explain it, but imagine you're going to the bathroom and you're taking a number 2, and you take your number 2 and you're done, and you get up, but you don't flush the toilet. You just let it sit there. Imagine doing that over and over again. That's essentially what most people are doing. If you're not cleaning out your digestive tract, you're just letting that sludge and stuff just sit in there. Because with the diets we have today, and a lot of people are not really exercising a lot, not moving around, and that stuff just sits there, all those toxins inside of you. It's not good. So helps to flush that out. And I mean, not in an aggressive way. It's a gentle cleanse. You're not going to be like what movie is that? Dumb and Dumber with Jim Carrey hanging onto the side of the toilet. It's not like that.
well, to go on with my story, John hooked me in because he was doing these Facebook posts where he would be actually looking at his pink drink or mixing it with something, and I was really interested by John because number one, his podcast, Felony Fridays, is just like one of my favorite podcasts, and I know I'm gushing over you, but it really is. And so I was kind of, his feed would pop up to me. So I kept asking him about this pink drink, and then he started, actually giving the conversation to me, what he had just told you. And then I told him about some of my health problems, but I didn't tell him about my acid reflux. I had told him other things that were going on with my body. He gave me a list of things that were going on: inflammation, toenails. I think my whole thing was my toenails was actually, I love walking around in flip-flops all summer. In fact, I hate shoes. And, so as you turn 60 and stuff like that, your toenails start to thicken up. Sometimes they get a little bit ugly and brown and stuff like that. And he said, perfect. He says, well, why don't you try this out? And actually, on my podcast, the Weathered Soul podcast, I had been challenged by one of my listeners that I wasn't researching, I wasn't doing my due diligence and sources when I report stuff, because I try to report the most accurate information. And if you listen into this podcast, I'm going to give you the most accurate information, the most up-to-date information that I can. So going back to that is that I made myself a challenge, a 30-day challenge. And I wanted to get this stuff actually for my wife. I wasn't thinking about anything about my health problems. I was thinking about my wife, who wanted to actually lose weight. So I figured, okay, great. I can try this out, see if it works, see if John's got the muster to back up what he claims. And so I didn't even get a sample. I think I just bought right away. I just bought right into it. And I got my package a couple days later, and I started doing these videos every Monday, every morning on my way to work. I would mix up the Slim, and I would be drinking it in front of people and making sure that they knew that I was doing the research and telling them about the ingredients and stuff, which is all plant-based. There's no really scary names that you cannot not find on Google, and if they do have any big old long names, it's very much a natural product that they're using. So going on with the 30 days is about 10 days in, after I started the Slim and actually started the other, I think it was the Bio Cleanse, I started noticing that I wasn't having any heartburn anymore. And it was weird. It was extremely weird. And so I started taking the probiotic after about 12 days.
So would you get the heartburn any other time other than just at night? Or would you get it throughout the day too?
I was getting heartburn all day. I was getting heartburn when I drank water. I was getting heartburn if I was out in the yard just working or something like that. It was just heartburn almost all the time. And then the times that I did have relief, it was kind of relief. Okay, good. I'm in bed, but I knew that it was going to happen. Sometimes I could feel it. So I would pop a couple of Tums and then I'd go to sleep. I'd be good till about 10:30 at night, and I'd wake up. And so yeah, I was having these heartburns all the time, all the way through the days and stuff like that. So, but I was noticing that I wasn't having these heartburns, especially at night. And about 15 days into it, my first ambassador came in, and she had kind of the same problems that I had. She had some lady problems, and lady problems, I can tell you the lady problems mostly is constipation. And she was having a really bad time with that. And I said, hey, maybe this will help you out. She had been watching my videos and stuff, and she bought. And this is my sister-in-law, my ex-sister-in-law from way back. And then I went like, oh my God. I said, now I got to make sure what I sold her is for real. Mm-hmm. So that same night that I gave her or sold her plan, I actually made it a point to try to give myself heartburn. And I ate like 2 hamburgers that night and a bunch of stuff. I went to bed and I slept like a baby all night long. And it was amazing. I told John about it the next day, and he was just all like, it was, to him, he hadn't heard anything about acid. I don't think you had heard about acid reflux being a part of it that time. I'd
heard of it helping other people, but I didn't know anyone personally who had helped. And quite honestly, yeah, it wasn't like something that was on the front of my mind, but it certainly is now because because of your story.
Yeah, so I started keep doing the videos that I was doing every morning and telling people about this amazing thing that has happened to me. And not only that, my wife was noticing the same thing that you just said, that I had this energy that was just going off the charts. I mean, I was, I had the same thing you do. I was falling asleep on my way home from work every day and stuff like that. And now all of a sudden I've got energy just like, gangbusters. And it's not that caffeine energy, it's that pure energy, that good energy, that stuff that makes you feel good, and there's just things that happen to your body when you take these supplements that it washes you out. And yeah, you're gonna feel crappy for a couple of days. I mean, only because of the fact that the yeast is off, or what do you call that, candida die off. But after that passes, you just start drinking the water that you're supposed to be drinking and stuff like that, hydrating. And let me tell you, John, it's been a miracle. Let me tell you, it really has for me. And
it's great to hear, Bruce.
And on top of that, I've lost inches and I've lost pounds. I was 229 when I started this almost 2 months ago. I think I got 4 packets left. I just got my last shipment here just yesterday, and I'm down to 220 pounds, or 219. It was the last time that I did that. And I've lost 4 inches in my waist, which is big time. So I was like a 38 and I'm back into my 34s. Now I'm wearing 36s because they're a little bit more comfortable, but I can actually get a 34 on. And that's been a long time since I've done that. And I'm just telling you, I'm waiting for some of the other things that are happening. There's some great products in the line that I want to try out. And man, it's like I said, it's just been a godsend. So since then, I've gotten my wife on the program, and she is reaping the benefits of the same things that my sister-in-law was ailing with, and she wants to lose weight. So we're looking at a lot of other products, in the line that we're in business with, and we're just looking at some rosy times ahead. And that's where I'm at, John. I mean, I only have you and Nicole to thank, and Amy and everybody else who is just up above us. And it's incredible. It really is.
Yeah. And there's a lot of buzz around gut health now, and, people talking about gut health, and not all gut health supplements are created equally. I guess that's the nicest way to say it. But I think there's some groups out there, and probably some brands that, maybe are taking some liberties in their marketing. One of the things that I love about the system that we use is, you were saying before that you wanted to check out the products, you wanted to make sure that they work. That's great. I mean, that you want to do that, but on top of that, it's going to be backed up. Everything's 60-day money back guarantee. So if for some reason, you didn't like something, which if you try it, you're going to like it. But for some reason you didn't like it, you could get your money back, which I think is just fantastic. But I mean, just to talk on like the importance of gut health as a whole, and maybe in like a few later episode, we can go, if you want to have me back on, to go more into detail on some of this stuff. But, and I'm learning more about this every single day, how gut health is tied into your sleep. How you sleep affects your gut health. The stress you're feeling throughout your day affects your gut health. If your gut is off, it's going to impact your stress in a negative way, possibly causing anxiety, things like that, which can affect your sleep. So it's all cyclical and really all tied together. And the thing I think it's unfortunate that in our society's sort of become used to, instead of trying to target the source, target the root of the problem, we really play around with the branches and try to treat these symptoms. And that's what I was doing by drinking coffee. That's what you were doing by popping Tums. And, nothing against doctors and, medicine. We need all that stuff. But, I think that's how doctors are trained. They're doctors of medicine. They're trained to treat things with medicine. And I really think there is a movement, probably grassroots right now at this time, to really, treat things naturally, plant-based, and heal your body from the inside out. And when you heal your body from the inside out, Bruce is seeing the benefits with his acid reflux going away. But there's more things that are going to change too. Things that you didn't even think when you started down this road that you'll
sleep.
Yeah.
That's a big one. Sleep. I mean, just the idea of just having a good night's sleep for 6 to 8 hours a night, which I usually get about 6 hours a night now. 8 hours if I'm really tired. And I know I probably should get more sleep or anything, but I mean, that's all my body requires. But I was only getting sleep at maybe an hour and a half clips. I can remember nights that I was getting up every half hour, 45 minutes. I'd just get to sleep and bang, it would wake me up. I'd fall back to sleep and bang, 7, 8 times a night, just waking up. And I haven't experienced that in over a month at least. I mean, there's been some nights where I've had, some back and forth, but nothing. I have had heartburn. I'm not going to say that I haven't had heartburn, but I haven't had the acid reflux. I mean, I've had, little bouts where I've eaten a little bit too much or something like that. Maybe drank something, but it went away, within an hour or so, whatever. But as far as the acid reflux is concerned, it's gone. And you can't imagine what life is like once you start getting the type of sleep that I'm getting now. If you're missing sleep, I mean, you're missing out on a lot of life. And that's attributed to being able to staying up, on my way home from work. Another thing that really hit me, and I was hydrated. I thought I was hydrating pretty good, before I started this plan, but, as I get educated with this, because the business that we're in, it's all about education. It's all about people knowing what the heck they're talking about, and the support that we have in this company is just amazing. And my hat's off to you guys, because you guys have just taught me a whole bunch. So now I'm up to doing at least half of my weight a day in ounces of water, and it's. Believe me, it's hard to do.
It is, yeah.
It is hard to do.
I'll be honest, I don't hit it every day, but I mean, just getting close to that is awesome. It's
exactly, and it does make a difference. I mean, you're a lot clearer. Your hunger is more in control. I used to walk by my boss's desk, and he had a great big candy bowl, just chock full of chocolate, and I would grab 6, 7, 8 pieces a day. That I would, was it a habit? I don't know. But right now, with my glucose levels being all leveled out the way they are, I don't crave it. I'm not going over there and I'm not grabbing it every so often. In fact, when I do grab it, it's like it's a treat. I'm going like, oh, cool, nice piece of chocolate, and I actually enjoy it. I'm not, bringing it down and getting it down my throat so I can get the sugar, and it's just a different feeling. And to tell you the truth, guys, I mean, I swear, I have not changed my diet at all. The hunger control slim that I'm on, it actually does its job. It's a hunger control. So I haven't changed my diet. I walk 3 miles a day. We weren't able to walk for a while because of the smoke situation that we had over here, but I'm back into walking 3 miles a day, and just my hunger is quelled. So, I'm eating smaller portions and stuff like that, and it's showing up, and that's just a good thing, because I've never had that before. And now you posted your home body weight workout, and I actually took a picture of that. I've got it. So I'm going to be starting that here pretty soon, because I'm not ready to go back to the gym yet. But I need to actually, get back and doing some exercises and stuff also, because I just want to keep going. I mean, I've got a goal of 215. When I get down to 215, my next goal will be 205. And 205 is where I really feel great. I haven't been 205 since I stopped playing softball, and that was back in about 2004, somewhere around there, 2005. So that's how long it's been since I've been 205, and that's my goal. So yeah, it's great, man. And you have your own little 50-pound weight loss story.
Yeah, I did not start taking these products to lose weight at all. I'm 6'5" and 6'4.5", 6'5". I say 6'5", but so I can, when I had 50 more pounds, I could hide it relatively well. But when you look at pictures side by side of me now and me then, you can definitely see the difference. But I didn't really think of myself as being overweight. But now that I've shed the weight, I mean, I feel like a different person. And right now I'm at 198, which I don't think I've been that weight since, I don't know, maybe 10th grade in high school, something like that. But I don't know. It's something that you don't think that after you get past 30, what you're told growing up is it's what happens. You get older, you start putting on more weight, and then you don't move around as well, and you don't exercise as much, and you have a 40-hour week job and a family, so you're not going to have time to do all these things. There's kind of all these things I'm not saying that they're like taught to us, but that noise is like sort of in the in the atmosphere around us. So you just kind of accept it. Just kind of accept not feeling well. Of course, we're going to get older and we're going to age over time, but the way that I look at using these supplements and utilizing all health supplements with exercise and staying hydrated and getting sleep is, we're going to age, but let's age gracefully. Let's age. We don't have to just drop off a cliff. Let's enjoy our years as we get older.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. I keep joking every time that our 30th anniversary just passed back in July, and I've gained 60 pounds since we got married 30 years ago. I think I was 175 or something like that when I got married. It was really weird, but I also wanted to let you guys know that, hey, if you make a comment, you see this podcast on Facebook Live, or you're over there on YouTube, because we're actually going on YouTube too tonight. If you'll make a comment, I'm going to enter your guys' name into a drawing. And if you can give me a comment by 6 o'clock on the 24th, I'm going to be picking 2 people, and I'm going to be sending you a sample of the pink drink. And I think it's time we kind of reveal what's going on here. And because I just got my package in the mail just the other day. Sure. And I wanted you to kind of make a comment as I unpack this and tell these guys what these supplements are all about. So I'm going to open this box right here. It's a cool little box. Opens up. I get this every month. And oops, I can't get into it. There we go. And this is what we got right here. It comes really nice, and really good packaging and everything. And I'm going to put on the screen what I've got right here. John, why don't you tell us about this?
Yeah, that's slim. And the box there, that's called Triplex. So the company that sells this is called Plexus. So Triplex. There's three different supplements in the system. That's where you get Triplex from.
Yeah.
But Bruce is holding up Slim. So that's what I was talking about with the pink drink, and that's the Slim Hunger Control. There's two types of Slim Hunger Control or Slim Microbiome Activating. The Slim Hunger Control is it has chromium in it. Chromium acts to level out those blood glucose levels, as Bruce was talking about before. That's what really helps with eliminating that afternoon crash where we were talking about wanting to fall asleep driving home. And this Slim Hunger Control also has polydextrose fiber in it. And what that polydextrose fiber does is as you eat and as you drink, so you're going to take it before your meal, you just shake it up in some water, and you drink about 20 minutes, half hour before your meal. And as you eat and drink, that polydextrose fiber is going to expand. So you're not going to want to eat as much, and it controls your hunger. And it's going to control your hunger and prevent you from even, snacking and wanting to snack after you eat. It's not
absolutely
not a meal replacement. It's a
No.
meal tool, I guess is a good way to say it. But just to say quickly on the microbiome or the Slim Microbiome Activating, which I've actually gone to do, and I'm trying something new where I switch like every other day between the two. And the Slim Microbiome Activating has prebiotics in it, and there's different strains of prebiotics. If you're not familiar with probiotics, prebiotics, what's the difference? The probiotics are actually that good bacteria, those good cultures that you want in your stomach that are going to give you a healthy gut and help lower anxiety and a bunch of different things like that. But there's specific prebiotics in here which feed specific strains of probiotics to multiply them, and specifically targeting the ones that aid in weight loss and aid in increasing your metabolism, things like that. So really cool stuff with Slim. It also has a green coffee bean extract, which they say it has to say on it, because you have the green coffee beans in there. It has to say that it contains caffeine, but it contains the same amount of caffeine as you would get in a cup of decaf coffee. So it's not like it's not a caffeine thing. It's not going to give you jitters or anything like that.
Right. And here is the second item that you will get, or that I get, or that me and John take. It is called BioCleanse.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys can see that, it's got a little bit too much light here, but here it is. John, why don't you tell them a little bit about this?
Yeah, BioCleanse, that's the magnesium-based supplement I was talking about. It has magnesium and vitamin C and bioflavonoids. And what it's going to do and why it's so important to drink your water is that it's going to pool water into your GI tract and help to cleanse out those toxins that build up there over time. And a lot of people ask, like, well, is this something you take like just for like a week or a month or whatever, and then you won't need it anymore? No, I highly recommend that, once you start with it, you add it into your routine, because it's just like flushing that toilet. Well, do you flush your toilet once a week, or you want to keep that your GI tract clean, and you want to get all that junk out of there constantly, because it's not like you're gonna take this regimen for a month and all of a sudden you're going to be the cleanest eater ever, and you're not going to have stress, and you're going to avoid pollution. And no, you're living in the world. You're still going to have all those factors in your life. So it's like the way I talk about the gut, it's like a constant battle. You have the good stuff and the bad stuff, and they're always going to be fighting each other.
Right.
And for example, you take a round of antibiotics without supplementing with probiotics and trying to heal your gut with these means, it could take like up to six months to a year for your gut to recover from one round of antibiotics.
Yeah. Amazing how that stuff works. And really, these two products that we just brought out right here are just a precursor for what is really the star of the show here. And because I've in my life. This is the first time I've ever taken probiotics, but believe me, I know for a fact that unless your gut is acting right, nothing's really going to happen with you except you're just going to digest food and waste food. That's basically what you're doing. It doesn't matter how many vitamins you take. It really doesn't matter how many probiotics you take. It really doesn't matter how much water you consume or anything like that. If you're not taking care of your gut with prebiotics and cleansing your system out with the candida, the yeast overgrowth, no probiotic in the world's gonna work for you. So here's the star of the show right here, and this is called ProBio 5. And John, go ahead and give us a little primer on what's going on with ProBio 5. Excuse me.
So ProBio 5, like the name says, it has 5 different strains of probiotics in it, and there's really 2 things that set ProBio 5 apart from really any other probiotic. There might be some other one out there somewhere that I haven't seen, so I could be wrong. But what ProBio 5 contains, it contains those digestive enzymes, a blend of digestive enzymes that actually, eat away at the hard outer shell of yeast overgrowth, of candida overgrowth in your gut. So like Bruce was saying, unless you have something, unless you're taking something that's actively going to help to break that stuff up, if you're taking, right now, I feel like everyone's taking at least vitamin C and vitamin D. They're trying to boost their immunity because of COVID. And if you're not having a healthy gut, a lot of that stuff, it's just going to pass right through you because we absorb that into our bloodstream through the walls of our GI tract. And if those walls of your GI tract are coated and sludged up, then you're not going to get the benefits from it. So it's the digestive enzymes, the 5 different strains, and then very important thing, which I never thought of this before until I learned about ProBio 5, but it has a delivery mechanism where it's freeze dried, and it guarantees to get all of those probiotics through your stomach, through all that stomach acid, down into your GI tract, into your gut. And for example, there's a lot of probiotics out there. You go to the grocery store, you go to the health food store, you see the refrigerated section with your probiotics there. They got to be refrigerated. Just think about that for a minute. If they got to be refrigerated here, and first of all, were they refrigerated the whole way from when they were created to till they got into the store on the shelves, and you're going to take them home? Are they staying consistently refrigerated? Even if they were. So say you keep it's consistently refrigerated, all of the cultures in those probiotics are in good shape. You're still going to put them into your mouth. Your mouth is 98.6 degrees, give or take. And it's going to go in your stomach with the stomach acid. And I mean, most of that stuff is not going to make it to your gut. And that's kind of what I was talking about at the beginning with like the marketing around gut health is you'll see these probiotics market, 10 billion CFUs, culture forming units. And that's just a marketing ploy. You can have as many billion CFUs as you want, but if it's not going to make it to where it needs to be, and if your gut is not, ready to absorb and to really for those cultures to take hold to fight to fight and kind of drive out the bad bacteria, then it's not going to matter. Right. Yeah. So I kind of threw you a curveball there because I really wanted to show the product, and I knew that you kind of knew you had the gift of gab on that. So I'm a little bit out of practice with that yet, but I love to share this stuff. I share it every day with everybody. So much the probiotic and the cleanse, but I do share the pink drink all the time because the pink drink is where it starts. And as you see, I'll be sharing this more and more all the time, and it's just a great feeling to be able to be on a track to where we're feeling good, man. And I've got nothing but gratitude to you, John. I got nothing but gratitude to Plexus of giving me this opportunity. And there's more on top of this, on this whole opportunity for Plexus. And we're going to get into that on other shows. I'm definitely going to have John back, and I really thank him for being here, man. Go ahead and plug yourself, man. What do you got going on? Yeah, sure. Well, thanks for having me on. I do love to talk about gut health and to talk about these awesome supplements. So appreciate the opportunity and you starting this podcast. I'm excited to see where it goes.
Yeah.
But yeah, just to plug myself, I have my own little podcast called Felony Friday on Lions of Liberty, and it's all about exposing, exposing the warts and the brokenness in our criminal justice system, and sharing personal stories of people who've been affected by our criminal justice system. So that's over on Lions of Liberty. So you can find that by just going on your podcast app and searching for it. Other than that, I'm dedicating more and more time to not only my health, but pouring myself into others and trying to help others get healthy. And if I don't know if Bruce is going to say this too, probably is, but I'll say it now. If you're watching this, you're listening to it, whatever, and you want to learn more about these products, you want to learn more about what Plexus is. Bruce and I are both brand ambassadors for the company. This is a company that markets word of mouth. We market by referrals. So reach out to us for information, or if you want to try a sample, anything like that.
Absolutely. And like I said, I've got 2 samples that I'm going to give away for anybody who comments either on the YouTube live feed or the Facebook live feed. And if you get a comment in by 6 o'clock on I guess it's Thursday, I'll be picking 2 people, and you guys will be getting 2 samples of the pink drink. And it's just going to be great. And I want to end it with one more thing. This company is more supportive than any company that I've ever worked for, other than the company that I work for on my 9 to 5. We're pretty supportive there too. But it's just not an MLM. It's not just network marketing. It's just not a word of mouth. It's that community of people that really care about gut health, about people's health, about people's welfare. And the more I learn about this company, the more that I'm fired up to work for this company. And it's all about opportunities that we have. There's financial opportunities. There's definitely an opportunity for you to help people get through some of the problems that they're having. And I'm just happy to be here, and for John and Nicole to be able to mentor me through it just means a lot. And not only them, again, Sarah are just tops. I'm great. And I just love it, man. So, John, I thank you for being here. And what a great first show.
Yeah. Well, thanks for having me, man.
Until then,
this was awesome.
Yeah. So every Thursday we're going to be going on. We won't be going this Thursday because this is the Tuesday. I can only get John on Tuesday. So he's a busy family man, just like everybody else is. And we're kind of juggling everything that we have going on. I'll be back here next Thursday on a Facebook Live, either by myself or with another guest. And we'll be talking about wellness. We'll be talking about opportunity. We'll be talking about all kinds of things. So until next time, use the weathered soul and squeeze from the bottom up.